Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And here I have an article for you guys straight from T-Mobile's newsroom. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. So we got the date. T-Mobile to host Q4 and full year 2023 earnings call on January 25th. So that's when T-Mobile is going to report its Q4 earnings, give us of course, the total outlook for the full year 2023, and also give us guidance for 2024. So this is going to be a very, very important earnings call to be a part of. It's going to take place on the 25th. It's going to be at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you guys stay tuned in if you can. I'll be tuned in. I'll update you guys. This is an important one. This might tell us what T-Mobile's C-band DoD looks like for the year. This might tell us if they're actually going to come in at the lower end of the $9 billion when it comes to capital, or if they're going closer to 10, maybe a bit more. Who knows? Strategies are always evolving. Stuff's always changing. So we have to look out on how T-Mobile is approaching this. So what do I anticipate Q4 numbers to look like? More of the same from what we've seen from T-Mobile. They'll be how they always say it, well north of 1 million ads for the quarter, likely closer to 2 million total if wholesale everything, and I don't expect anything less. That's how they're positioned in the market. That's how they're executing their strategy, and that's what the market wants from them. That's how the street perceives T-Mobile, is to be the growth leader in the industry, share taker. And that's what really drives the company. That's what drives their stock. And in the process, while they do the share taking, they're also improving their financials. So it's a win-win for them. We're going to critique them, right? The recent move, the changes that they're making to Netflix and Hulu, not very well liked. A lot of people are telling me they might downgrade their plan, pay for Netflix on their own. I'm hearing a bunch of stuff. So we'll talk about that in another video as well. But I do anticipate for the company and their plans and their guidance and how they're executing, I expect Q4 to be a very successful quarter for T-Mobile. They've been very promotionally heavy. They were very aggressive when it comes to marketing. So I don't expect anything different from what we saw in Q3, Q2, and Q1. And I do anticipate their churn to be up year over year because there was more competition in the market. And when I say year over year, I'm talking about Q4 of 2022. So I expect their churn to be up slightly versus Q4 of last year, but I do anticipate their churn was lower than what it was Q3. So quarter over quarter, I do expect them to be down a little, but I expect it to be up versus Q4 of last year because Verizon was more promotionally heavy. AT&T was effective with their promos. MVNOs were heavily promoting. Cable is doing device promos as well now too. So there's a lot of competition in the market today, and the fact that T-Mobile has gone up in price on the new plans. They haven't been as aggressive as they once were, if you will. So that change will be seen, right? The new carrier T-Mobile, as people are now saying that the Un-carrier is dead, and it's starting to notice. It's starting to be noticed, and we're going to see that in the numbers. Is it going to be anything that's going to derail T-Mobile's momentum and success? No. T-Mobile is now operating as a big player, so they have to do what they have to do in order for them to seek the success that they're looking for. So that's something that we just have to get used to. The fact that they're looking to upcharge and make more money and look at the margins, we just have to get used to that. Whether you like it or not, this is now the new T-Mobile. And as of April of this year, we'll be in year 4 of the merger, and that's done, right? That is completed, that they've integrated. So we really no longer have to look at that. Are there still some Sprint keep sites out there? some Sprint sites that still need to be decommissioned, of course. And that will linger for whatever reason. T-Mobile is letting that linger on through 2025, from what I'm told. Be that as it may, I guess they don't want to focus or make, huge priority on capital like decommissioning the Sprint sites. I'm still seeing some of them being decommissioned every now and then. So they still have that on their plate. They still got the Sprint keep sites. I'm still seeing, I got one right now that I'm tracking that's being converted to T-Mobile. So that's still going on. So again, the whole virtually being completed with that, they still have a decent amount left. Trust me, they'll still be busy with Sprint keep sites in 2024 and some in 2025. The 2025 timeframe, I'm told, that's when they will really, really wind down on the Sprint keep conversions and actually be virtually completed by that timeframe. But for now, they still have, maybe 1,000, maybe 2,000 Sprint keep sites out there that need to be converted, and that's quite a lot. So they'll be busy with that. They'll just in general be busy with what they want to do. They still have legacy small cells. A video on that later that need to be upgraded. I spotted one of the strand mounts here getting N41. So they'll be busy with that. So they'll just be busy in general, right? This year is their biggest year of the expansion year, where they're adding a ton of new coverage. And that was based off of sites that are just being turned on in this year. You got to think they put a lot of groundwork in 2023. A lot of those sites will come online this year. And of course, they're going to build out new ones this year that'll come online. So all of that is a ton of activity. And they will reap the benefit from that. They will grow. They will grow in their penetrated segments, and they will continue to compete. But that T-Mobile that we once were used to, that's totally going to change, right? If you guys saw the video, they're changing their brand strategy. They're doing something totally different. They got a new agency on board. They will be a different company, but they will still have the share taking and the execution in mind. They need to execute. They need to share take in order for them to meet their goals and standards and be successful. They have to continue the share take, and they have to figure out how to differentiate themselves without the pricing. They can't jeopardize pricing anymore, because the network is now getting a lot more expensive to operate. And that was always the case, where the aspirations that they have, that they want to get to, right? The benchmark competitor, get the network to scale to be as big as the benchmark competitor. They were never going to be able to do that with the pricing that they were charging. That wasn't going to work. The network, the operations cost, it was going to be much higher than what T-Mobile was as a standalone. So they need to raise the profits and margins in order to fund all of that. And they're starting to do that now, right? The new plans, they haven't really touched the legacy base in terms of price increase. They tried, that backfired. I highly recommend them not to do that. T-Mobile's base is the most sensitive when it comes to price. So if they don't want the churn to explode, I would say, just try and convert the new base, the new people that are joining T-Mobile. Try to get them onto the higher plans, and let the existing base transition to your newer plans just over time. If they choose to, don't force them. Put some perks, put some, discounts, something to get them off of the legacy plans, but do not force and do not add fees, because you will lose that customer very quickly to an MVNO or prepaid, because your base is the most price sensitive in the entire industry. So that's all I have for today. Just wanted to kind of discuss where T-Mobile is today in that landscape. I think Q4, like I said, is going to be very successful. I don't see that changing for the foreseeable future. Does their growth slow down just a tad bit? Maybe. It's possible, just because they're changing their ways a bit. But I still expect them to remain just a little bit lower than the competition when it comes to price, but be priced much higher than what they were as a standalone company. So make sure you guys stay tuned if you're new. Like, share, subscribe, follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.